Episode, it was perfect. Great way to get into episode 6. Thanks, Andy. We are hanging out with Stop, Drop, Rewind. We have DJ, Andy, and Kris down here in Ben's basement. I can't believe 6 episodes of this already. Here we are. Guys, thanks for being down here tonight and crushing it. I mean, the performance was absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
What I really do love, though, is you guys... The Fire Ship. You guys knew Ben's band. You were like, "Oh, look at this!
Yes,
it's
we
Ben
were in.
Fire Ship.
Yes, we were in the Fire Ship. Yes,
I was not.
I was actually taken back. I'm like, wait, someone knew my band? That's so weird.
Yeah, we're familiar.
So Stop, Drop, Rewind. I mean, look, DJ, Kris, you guys you've known each other for your whole lives, right? Like,
yeah. At this point, yeah.
And playing music together since like 2000, 2008.
Yep.
You guys start the band. 20 years almost for this, and anything to go for 20 years, whether it's a band or anything else, it's damn impressive. What do you think made Stop, Drop, Rewind work for this long?
Well, the secret is we never go to bed angry.
That's it. Always kiss me goodnight.
Exactly right. Yep. No, I mean, it is nice being. Like, we could do non-bits for a minute too. It is nice playing with someone who like. And Andy's in this club too now.
You want me to switch seats with you?
10 years. No, I like a little bit.
Yeah, the new guy's a decade in. You know
distance
what I mean?
makes the heart grow
crazy.
fonder. You know, we know each other's playing. We know each other's writing styles. So that allows us to just jump right in when somebody has an idea or when we're working on something. There's no tentativity. There's no like tap dancing around. Everybody just jumps in with their creative energy. Then we're all very comfortable with each other and how that works. And, we're comfortable enough to be able to say like, hey man, that's not working. And that's it. There's no ego happening. It's just a bunch of guys who really like each other and playing music together.
I don't know.
We have a process called the grinder.
Yeah.
Andy's on Grindr.
We're the
What's wrong
three
with
best
Grindr?
friends that anyone could have. You mentioned your writing, and there's something that's hit me about your lyrics is like it's easy to follow the story. You guys kind of tell a full story in each one of the songs, but there's depth to it without getting lost in the lyrics. Is that something you guys are consciously trying to do? Is that a point, or is it just the way it kind of comes out?
A little bit of both. So I did. Yeah, I do. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I do like that about the songs as well.
Yes.
And I also try to cultivate that. But anyway.
So around Polarity, around the time that came out in 2016, I kind of made the conscious shift when writing lyrics to like try to be a little bit more relatable, where like basically the artists that I like and the lyricists that I love, the Kevin Devine, Elliott Smith, these are people that share their personal lives and everything, and it's very meaningful. And I thought what I liked about it was how personal it was, but what I actually liked about it was how relatable it was. So I kind of made the conscious shift at that time to approach writing lyrics in a more relatable fashion. So I still relate to them, right? I'm still singing about, or Kris is singing about. I'm writing for Kris.
DJ writes all the lyrics. If that wasn't like super clear,
I was picking up. I kind of thought where we were.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's still about what it's about to me. But once the song leaves the studio, it's not about what it's about to me anymore. It's about what it's about to you, right? It belongs to the listener now, not me. So having that be something that we've been able to achieve with the stuff that we've been working on.
It can also be slightly different to me, because sometimes he doesn't say like the song's about this.
Right.
I just get like the lyrics. So then my delivery of them is my interpretation of what he's talking about. So there can be more layers added. Sometimes I know what it's about. Like if there's a song about a cat that's an alien. Like I know what that's about.
Can wrap my head around it.
And because that was
following you.
Yeah.
And because that was my cat.
That's my cat, but Kris's idea.
Yeah, that was mine.
So some of these songs are pretty technical. You have some odd time, all that stuff like that. So are you starting with all that musicianship before you're adding in the lyrics and the vocals, or do you come with a story ahead of time, or is it kind of
a little bit of both?
Definitely depends on the song.
So for songs like Hair of the Dog, which we did tonight, that was a vocal idea. The chorus for that one was a hook that I came with no music to Kris with, and he kind of set it to chords, and we shaped the song around that. Whereas for something like Compulsion, where we're getting more into the technical side, I need the limitations of the leads and the time signatures and the hits to craft the vocal line around.
So what about the way you guys craft an album, let's say? Because as you're listening to 2004's Stop, Drop, Rewind, you're self-titled, you get to the end, which is the end, and if you follow it all the way through, it brings you right back into sleep. Which and it caught me. I'm like, did I just hear that right? Like, they just do like an acoustic thing and then go right back into the first, and then like you guys get up and leave. But then it sounds like you guys didn't leave the studio, and then all of a sudden you're right back into the first song. You're like, oh my God, that's a great way to just restart that whole merry-go-round.
Oh, we should have had the first song be Coming in the Room.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
I went back and listened
Back
to see if I missed that.
No, you didn't.
That'll be in the re-release version.
There's like Foley
that in
sounds.
820.
You did it in 820. Yeah, there's Foley sounds in 820.
That is
so
cool.
like that the like.
That was all Foley stuff. You guys didn't just get up. Oh, so I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
That was like we made those sounds and like.
I love guys shaking like sheet metal just to get thunder sounds and stuff like
Or
that.
like
That's
somebody
awesome.
walking around and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Hair of the
The
dog.
actual-
You had that too, right? You and Roy are pretending to have a party.
There's several spots. This was like a side thing to like just tie it to make it like more of a listening experience. But we did do party sounds in the booth, but I think there's actual party sounds from somewhere in the beginning of Hair of the Dog.
Oh yeah, you're right. You did. We did.
I
call
caught
the
it
video.
at people hanging out. So because it feel like there's like a meta thing on top of like a lot of the songs with that. So besides the overall concept of the record, there's another one that I'm missing. So 820 has the sounds of like Andy sitting down at the drums. Although fun fact, most of those are Roy. Because I didn't like the way the drum thing just like started right there. So I was like, oh, just have him pick up. You made it pick up sticks then, so we got that. And I was like, it's still not enough. So then I had the producer who plays the drums go in and like do a bunch of like he put his wallet down and like jiggled a bunch of stuff. And so it's way longer. And it does close that at the end of the end. But there's another spot. Anyway, I'll think of it like tonight. and
Well,
be
we'll
like,
be
I'll
here.
text
It's
you
fine.
guys.
We can
No,
always
I know.
circle back.
But till be like, okay, there's also an awareness that like we are in the studio doing this, and like you can sort of take a little step back.
So I also wanted to ask you guys the Christmas album, Stop, Drop, Rewind Saves
Oh, yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
Listen, you can keep the Burl Ives bullshit. This is what I want when I'm opening presents. Like I want a cool song that like it's an original. You guys didn't give us like a punk version of Rudolph. You know what I mean? Like you guys you did your own thing. Yeah, you have the one medley thing. But what was the genesis of the whole Christmas album? What brought that on?
So a while back, we're talking what 2012.
It was 14.
Okay,
was the year
Kris
of
and
that.
I were the only people in Stop, Drop, Rewind, and we were just doing whatever we could to kind of keep things moving. And so we decided to challenge ourselves around Christmas time, and we did like a 21 days of Stop, Drop, Rewind, or 30 days of Stop, Drop,
I
Rewind.
assume
whatever.
25, like how Christmas.
Whatever.
Is.
How many? A couple. There were 3
usually
days.
smarter
There were
than that.
3
Well,
days
they were
of
doing
Stop,
12
Drop,
days.
No, we
Rewind.
did 25 days. That was remember like early 2010s and like YouTube and stuff. That was when the like I'm gonna write a song every day for a month or a year. It was
Okay.
like a thing.
Yeah, so we did the
So we
first
hacked it
one. We
off.
covered Bare Naked Ladies, Green Christmas, and then we did the Carol medley, and then we wrote the song about destroying the Christmas.
So we wrote
Wizard.
that in a week. We wrote that. In
Yeah,
a
we
week.
wrote that in a week, just acoustic. So there is a live video on YouTube still
Yeah.
somewhere of us playing that in our old living room. But yeah, well, I mean, we just thought it was good, thought it was fun, wanted to do more with it. So once we got Andy, we played it for him, and he was like, "Yeah, this is funny, and you guys are idiots. Let's spend money on it." And
In
we
the
did.
best way.
Yeah.
That kind of circles back to like your first question too of like playing like you we just didn't stop playing. It's not like profound. It'd be like, do you feel like quitting yet? And he was like, no. So here we are.
Right, we just eventually we just stopped checking in with that.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
26 years later.
I think one of the cool things about just watching you guys tonight, just the way you were working, you're very particular about your sound, about the way things come off, about the way you're performing, but you still have this very free vibe, and you would never know that what you guys are hearing are very different from what everybody else is hearing. You guys are hearing it in a very different way than the rest of the people listening are, because you guys are very particular about it, but like you look like you're just up there ripping and having fun, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
I mean, that's part of that, I think, comes with the trust of having played together for a long time, where I can like swing my guitar around and maybe I flub, but these guys got me.
They got your back.
And we're gonna end up in the same place, and I hope they feel the same way. That's how I feel.
Do I know you?
Who? What?
I have a question. So I've been asking a bunch of bands that have been on the show, actually, the story is I started this because I moved out to the suburbs and like there's a bunch of venues just having cover bands and things. I was having a hard time finding original music back when I was in bands and stuff like that. So kind of became disconnected from the scene or anything that's going on musically with original music. So I wanted to bring people here, give them a platform, and start actually for myself to hear other bands and stuff like that. But like, since you guys kind of started or around the time when I was in bands and now still playing, like I would be curious to know like how it is for you guys, like what's changed and like over the course of time since I've was playing with you guys.
Short form video content.
On that personal note,
Snackable content.
You mean like for the industry, right? Or for us?
For both, like I mean,
Okay.
obviously,
to me, it feels the same as it did
Yeah.
when we were 10.
I think personally, I don't think the industry has changed at all, and I don't think the industry will ever change because the core idea of music is it affects people the same way it did 40, 50, 60 years ago in the same exact way. The difference now is just how people consume it and why they consume it, So I think
Short form content.
But I mean, I think, I think if you look at your band, or your music and, I think as you go through the motions of tearing up and going, meeting higher level musicians or playing with this guy, I think you just start to realize that, everything's all the same, and at the end of the day, it's just an act, like it's an act that people, you have to make people want to go see, and I don't think that's changed personally, looking back, in 60, 70 years.
When you're playing at some of these venues, I don't know if you're still finding some of the same venues that you were playing back, when you first started, but are you seeing like different people like that you would not expect to come to shows, or is it kind of changed like the people that are coming out? And
I'm going to pause so I don't have to answer 800 comments. You mean that like having a good show is your act as a band?
Yeah.
You don't mean that like enjoying being in a band and caring about the craft is an act,
No.
like that you're pretending.
No, I mean, like
I'm just gonna clarify that before my freaking
when you haven't-
notifications are like off the chain.
Yeah,
Stop
I mean,
Rewind's
as-
fake. They don't even
Get
care about
carpal
being in a
tunnel
band.
from replying to
But
people.
that's that's like that's how people describe what gets booked.
I
in
understand
at
what
a-
you were saying.
that-
I was,
that's how
It's a
that's
show.
the word for what gets booked at a
Yes.
venue, whether it's a musician or a comedy act or like whatever.
Correct.
All you are is just an act, and if you can.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm sorry. What was your question?
you got it.
So
Nailed it.
do people is it the same kind of people coming to shows?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yes. So our demographic, and we love you, we describe as dudes whose kids are a little bit older and they were in a band in high school and now they have a little bit more free time. And they look a lot like you.
And maybe they start.
You'd
like
be
this
very
thing-
at home at one of our
What you
shows.
trying to say?
I glazed him the entire beginning of this thing. I got to razzle a little bit.
I quoted your song in my solo.
Yeah.
We're roasting you now. We're roasting you now.
But that which is great. But seeing a lot of the people who are attending shows, it's like a lot of like punk rock kids still coming out stuff because I thought that would change.
I mean, I still enjoy the same stuff about going to hear music
Yeah.
that I did when I was like 14 and 15 and going to shows in church basements. So it stands to reason that all the people who were there with me at that time would also still like it, right? That makes sense to me.
Are you finding there's still a lot of people performing as a full band, or like a lot of people just laptops and vocals?
I mean, we see a little bit of everything. We're very fortunate to be playing a lot of shows and traveling and playing with a lot of different acts.
We're kind of insulated just because of the music that we're. But sometimes we're headlining and it's like more progressive, so we're kind of just like doing our thing. Sometimes it's like more in the punk rock sphere, which we can operate in as well. So it's like obviously bands in that sphere. I know what you're talking. Because like the discourse is like, oh, people don't do bands because they can't afford it, and like nobody will stick to anything, and like, if you try, like, I can't remember the guy. Like basically, if you try one thing for like a year with the band or your project doesn't work, you should just give up and try like a new project. Is getting tossed out as advice a lot. We're not seeing that because of the kind of music that we're doing. I'm aware that.
I think just like a higher level, like when you see like Lollapalooza and stuff like that, like, and you see the kids that are going to that, like what they're interested in is like, less and less like full live music with a full band. And maybe that's just that little niche of people, but that's like, I know there's a lot more going on that probably isn't got that cycle.
Go to Riot Fest, man.
Well,
Yeah, go to Riot Fest.
Let me know if you do. We go almost every year.
Well, I think nowadays the music industry, because people consume music is in so many different ways, labels aren't the same thing as they were, 10 or 20 years ago. It just doesn't work like that anymore, So back in that day, back in the 1900s and the 90s, you would need a label to be able to reach as many people as possible, and they would have that reach, and that was the purpose of using that label. So they had, the attention of, millions of people that they could sell somebody to. And now, that seemed to be what the music industry was at that time. And now there is still some of that, but there's also, everybody's owners of their own little chunk.
Now we have TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, short form content.
That is why, like, if you're the owner, like, then why do you want 5 dudes to come in and get a piece of your thing? Like I understand that. It is more fun to be in a band.
Sure.
In a broader historical context on that too, like, that isn't, even in like, so maybe the 80s, most people were going out and seeing bands, but you still had like Madonna and stuff, and like huge pop.
We made it through Britney Spears, kind of.
And that's a produced show, okay? And like there were not rock bands before like 50s, and that was like a rock and roll. That was like and that's a larger ensemble. That's not like a band of dudes up there with their guitars. That was like a built ensemble around a single artist. And then before that, people were still going to see music at scale.
So it probably just goes in waves, it changes like. Through time.
And it's an industry, it's not one thing. It's
Correct.
like
Yes.
an industry is like multiple sects of things, So you can sell ginger ale and you can sell Coca-Cola, and they're not the, they're not the same target audience,
And like
we have the market.
Me personally, I'm a ginger ale guy.
I've been liking more ginger ale
Love
lately.
ginger ale.
Yeah.
Well, DJ, you said that you guys spend a lot of time on the road. You travel a lot. You play a lot. You guys are going to be Pacific Northwest-ish for the most part.
Yes,
And I think
we
you have
are.
something in Island Lake to start like in May. And then you guys are off in
Yep.
you're up in Washington, you're in Oregon, you're in Nebraska. I can keep naming states. I know a lot of states. But is there any place that you guys have noticed has a really cool music scene that maybe, not necessarily here, but is there somewhere that's like, oh, this is a good spot?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Definitely.
He's excited about it.
Seattle is a big one.
Seattle's good for us.
They've had a good history. They've had a good run. I'm not
And
going
we
to lie
have
to you.
we have a really nice following there. Surprisingly, it's surprising to me at least, there is like a very active music scene on the I-80 corridor in Nebraska. Get into western Nebraska, like is that?
Our Western, Nebraska Panhandle people, they take care of us.
We do like
And there's
Pasadena,
cool-
is that where it is?
No, Palmdale he's talking about.
Yeah,
Palmdale.
Yeah,
That's
Palmdale.
really.
So over on the desert side,
I would try not to be like
Outside LA.
New York, LA.
LA people are going to come through the screen if you say Palmdale's in LA, dude. They're gonna come get you. Which we had fun. We did have fun. LA people, we love you.
Yes.
Thanks for coming to the show in January.
Chris and I came up in Baltimore, and the music scene there was great when we were there. And every time we play there, it continues to reinforce to me that they got a good thing going.
Don't forget our Kentucky people, dude.
Our Kentucky people
we
are
just sold
legit.
out 2 nights
That's
in a
true,
row
we
in
did.
Kentucky in the
Little-
fall.
Little flex.
Yeah,
Canada.
Canada, yeah,
and we love you.
London, Ontario. Yep.
Well,
Not Barry.
We talked a little bit earlier about the 10th anniversary of Polarity, and you guys have a 10th anniversary show coming up for the album. You're celebrating it.
Yep.
It's going to happen September 19th. You'll be at Wolf Lake Pavilion in Hammond.
Slight
is this
pa-
also
slight
the
pause,
opening for
slight
the Bears
pause.
studio? Is that or a stadium? Is that what's happening there?
Slight pause.
No.
Uh-huh.
The 10-year show is June 26th at Eat in Hammond.
Who gave me these notes?
Fired.
We are at Wolf
Ben,
Lake.
you need to
one
get
back
better
there.
help around here. I'm not going to lie to you.
We are at Wolf Lake Pavilion on September 19th.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, with our best buds in the area. So Caldwell Klein and then Day by Day. They're the 2 other bands. So it's like it's Northwest Indiana bands. They're closing the season with that. It's gonna be a great show. We are playing Polarity straight through June 26th.
that's really cool.
Yeah, which I don't think we've ever done
No,
before.
I have to like legit learn how to play a couple of these songs.
I'm sure
And I'm
this
not
ones you probably
talking
just haven't touched in a
relearn.
while.
Yeah.
It's quicksand. It's quicksand. It's quicksand.
I mean, did you guys ever think you'd be looking at Polarity 10 years later going, all right, we're doing an anniversary show for it. We're playing it all the way through. That's a huge step. That's a huge milestone.
I mean, when it came out, it was the newest thing we had. So I thought, we'll be playing these songs forever.
Forever, right? Well, listen, tour
now we
dates,
play
everything
guts.
else, you can find this stop.drop.rewind.com. I mean, you're on YouTube, Insta, Facebook. You're on all of it. And Kris, watching you on social is awesome. You can go down the rabbit hole of like just showing off your rig, your tuning, your like all that. You're always slapping the bass on social.
That's correct.
Now, talk about
I'm
those
just
snackable
They slap
short
on the
videos.
algorithm,
Socials.
too.
Yeah.
Stop.
Check us out everywhere. Literally, if you look up Stop Drop Rewind, my face pops up.
Can't miss 'em.
So yeah,
Stop, Drop, Rewind, episode number 6 of Noise Complaint. I'm Lou. That's Ben. That is DJ, Andy, Kris. Guys, thank you for being down here in Ben's
Thank you,
basement.
guys.
Thank you for having
It was
us.
great.
Thank you.